Hi, welcome to Base Editing with Daisy. Today we're looking at the very first things you'll need to do when starting your supergroup base. First, of course, you'll need a character who's reached the minimum of level 10. And I strongly recommend that the character has some form of flight. It will make base editing so much easier, trust me. Register your supergroup in City Hall at Atlas Park, and you're ready to go. So when you enter your base, it will look just like this. Just small, basic tech style, which you can change later if you want to. And you will be facing south. If you look over here on your map for editing, map of the base, you'll see a northeast little compass. See, you're facing south. If you look up here at your navigation bar, you're facing south. This is something you cannot change, so it's important to keep that in mind when you are designing your base. Okay, so your little tiny room is sitting on a little tiny plot, the space you have on which to build. To see that, this window in the middle of your screen, there are three buttons. We're going to choose the bottom button, Upgrade Plot. And when we do that, it pops out so we can see this view here. Your small base on your small plot. At the bottom, you'll see a window tray pop up, which has all these different options on it, everything from very small to the largest. I like to go with the largest one because it gives me the most options. I can always build small on a big plot, but I can't build large on a small plot, which makes sense, right? So I'm going to left click to choose a massive secure complex. I bring that out and you see it is wider than it is long. I want to change that, so I'm going to right click to change the orientation and place that where I want it to be placed. Now I want it to be placed so that I have one space of squares on this side of the entry room. The entry room could be anywhere along here, but I want one side of squares because the largest room in the editor is 24 by 24, which gives you an additional 4 squares. I need one row of squares between this room and the next if I want doorways from my entry room into the base. But I'll show you more about what to do with this extra space later. So right now we're done picking out our plot. I'm going to exit the plot down here in the exit editor. And we're back in our base room because you always come back to your entry room when you're done editing. Alright, now we're going to choose Edit Base. This is where we're actually going to get to build and make rooms and so forth. So we have all this space. Again, going down to the bar across the bottom, you'll see a variety of options that we have over here. Right now we are in Create Room because of course that's the first thing you're going to need to do. You also see these other windows. Up at the top left I have what room I'm in, which right now is the entrance room, and it gives me some options here. I can apply the room style to the base. I can move the room. If it's in a different room I can delete that room, but they will never allow you to delete the entry room because it's kind of your key to your whole base. Now over here on the right I have right now what's showing as the room section, and we'll get into more of those functions in just a moment. But anyway, back down here at the bottom I'm in Create Room. Right now it's on Doorway, but I want to get to building a room, so I'm going to go to the very largest room because this is going to give me the most options. You cannot build between rooms. So I like to have one big room so I can build how and where I want. And there aren't any limitations. I can always, again, build smaller if I want to. So once you get it in place, it's going to turn blue. This is a placement that is acceptable to the editor. So once I have it in place, I'm going to left click, and that places the room. Now you see I have one doorway into the massive room from my little entry room. If you go back down here to the left, on the far left the tab says Doorway. Go back to that. If you click on that, it will give you a door to place. If I do it like that and click and place it there, now I have an entry that's as wide as it can be. And you can do that with any room, any size room connecting to another room. However, maybe I don't want to have my big room accessible from the entry room. In that case, I'm going to left click to select the doorway, go up here to the room box that I have highlighted, and now I can delete that door and it's gone. If I want to delete the other door, again, left click to select it, back up to the window, delete door. Well, now how am I going to get from my entry room into my base room? Well, let's see how we do that. Go down here to the room section, this window on the right hand side that I told you about. And I've selected one piece of the room. And you see it has some segments of ceiling here that I can remove. So I'm going to remove those. You see that's just affecting this one section of the room. And if I want to, and I do, I'm going to apply that to the whole room. In fact, I'm going to apply that to the whole base, and you'll see all of the other segments of the ceiling have disappeared in the rest of the base. So now I still can't fly out because there is a ceiling there. So I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side of this editing bar at the bottom where it says Pick Style. I'm going to left-click that, and you'll see all the different style options that you have. What I want to change are called the high ceilings. You find that tab right there. You look at all the different style options and you'll see one that says Open Sky. I'm going to click that. That's something I want to apply to the entire base. So right now I have no ceiling there, but if you expand your view, you'll see you still have a ceiling in the rest of the base. So I'm going to apply my room style to the base, and that gives me a ceiling everywhere. And now my flying character can fly anywhere in or above or below the base. And if all what you want to do is build in your 4 walls, you are ready to get started, ready to go on to a different video. If you want to see how to build above and beyond your base, stay tuned. That video is coming soon. That's all for now. Thanks!